Welcome back to the Vertu YouTube channel. Now, BYD is getting pretty popular. There's a lot on UK roads. We've done a couple already. Now, this is now the turn of the Seal U, a family wagon that's not fully electric. Now, you thought BYD only did electric. Not true. This is a hybrid, just for those people who aren't ready to go fully electric just yet. So let's see if it's any good. Before we get into the review, we've got some amazing news. The Vertu Car Giveaway is back. And you've guessed it, Vertu are giving you the chance to win a brand new BYD Seal U. All you need to do is click below, fill in your details. It's completely free to enter and all the terms and conditions are below in the description as well. Best of luck. Before we get on to driving, we need to talk about the money side of things. Now, Seal U could be yours for £34,995. That is an entry-level model, mind you. Now, if you're looking for a comfort model, which actually this one is, it's around about £36,995. And that is both at a Vertu dealership today, as in the day of filming. Okay, first of all, let's get into the drive on the Seal U. Now, for a start, I am very pleased with just how quiet it is. Obviously, this is a hybrid, not fully electric. I'm so used to fully electric, so I'm used to quiet, but I actually thought this was fully electric because it is so quiet. Hybrid system is absolutely seamless. Rolling around town today has been fantastic with electric power, but when it shifts into that petrol hybrid system, I'm pretty happy with how it does. There's no big jolty sort of feel to it. The braking as well, which sometimes goes a little bit of a miss, is absolutely seamless as well. I'm not kangarooing down the road. I'm at a junction here as well, and the acceleration is going to be absolutely perfect getting away from a busy junction or roundabout. So, good things when it comes to the Seal U and its performance. Right, let's talk about some stats, because there are some different stats when it comes to the trim on this. So if you go for boost or comfort, you will get a front wheel drive Seal U, so a big SUV that's front wheel drive. You'll get a single motor that is paired with a naturally aspirated 1.5 litre petrol engine, which will give you around about 215 brake horsepower. Sorry for going crazy at naturally aspirated. It's just so rare that you have those sort of engines anyway. Everyone's got a turbo on there, which I'll come to in a moment. So that engine gives you around about 215 brake horsepower and will get you to 60 miles per hour in around about 8.9 seconds, which is no slouch for a car of this size. And this is made to be the family wagon, believe you me. Now, the second trim is the design. Now, this is a little bit more interesting because you get it all-wheel drive. It has a second motor towards the rear, which gives you all-wheel drive power. And it also has a turbocharger attached to it. So that naturally aspirated engine is gone. We've got a turbo on it as well. And you get more power, substantially more. You get around about 324 brake horsepower, which will get you to 60 miles per hour in a whopping 5.9 seconds. Now, that is rapid considering the size of this car and who it's aimed at. It definitely will throw you back into your seat, into your headrest when driving the design. So with all of that said, all the stats, you're probably wondering what it's like as a bit of an all-rounder. I would definitely say this is set up for comfort. It's set up for that family sort of meander down the road to a Sunday pub for a bit of lunch or a school run. That's probably more something you can all relate to. It's definitely probably not the sporty SUV, even though I did say it gets to 0 to 60 under 6 seconds. It's not the sporty SUV if you're looking for everything to stiffen up around a country road and add that fun element. I think it's a little bit safe in regards to that, but safe is what I feel in this car because it is absolutely packed with gadgets. BYD do this infotainment system and this interface very, very nicely indeed when we've driven the saloon cars in the past, and it's just a very nice, comfortable place to be, and I think that is the biggest compliment I can give this Seal U, because if you're going to be racking up the miles in this car, whether it be town driving or motorway miles, you've got a huge infotainment system, driver display system here, huge infotainment system here, everything's positioned nicely, the visibility is fantastic, the back as well, very, very comfortable, everything is just positioned very, very nicely. Very well designed car, and driving it has been an absolute pleasure because I'm an SUV man, and having driven a Nissan Qashqai for a number of years and now a JQ, I keep mentioning it, I actually really, really like this. The safety element, so the auto driving stuff, it isn't as imposing as some other cars. I drive a JQ and I compare it to that as in you can have it all on and it absolutely assists you. Blind spot assist, lane assist, braking, speed limit assist, everything you've got on here. However, it doesn't seem as in your face, want to control the car. It allows me to drive it rather than being beeped at all the time and having the car tell me what to do. And I don't know, I think as a driving enthusiast, I'm glad the safety features are there for those long journeys on motorways more often than maybe the town driving. But I'm glad I've got the car that's allowing me to do it rather than constantly reminding me that I'm doing a bad job. Now, with a 15.6-inch infotainment system, you'd expect, considering it's as HD as that, the reverse camera to be pretty similar. Now, let's have a little look. I'll whip that in and it is pretty HD, but this has got a 360 camera with all your angles. You can play around to your heart's content, and it is even got a little bit of park assist there. We've got the 3D option as well here. As you can see, it has got absolutely everything on this camera. I am super, super impressed. And again, the reason I'm going on about it is it's not always a given when it comes to reverse cameras. Some of them can be a little bit poor, but this one, perfect. Now, I've mentioned the trim levels and what it does to the 0 to 60 and the brake horsepower, but it also makes a difference to this bit, the battery and that hybridness, and what power you're getting out of it and what range you're getting out of it. Now, in terms of the boost and the design, you're going to get the 18.3 kilowatt hour battery. The boost will give you 50 miles of range, which is really, really good. The design, which is the top of the range, will actually give you less range, around about 43 miles, because of that higher performance, and the lower battery just combines that, making a smaller range of miles. But the comfort, this one, which would be my choice, gives you a 26.6 kilowatt hour battery and an astonishing range of 78 miles. Now that is market leading, or there and thereabouts. Right, let's go through the design. First of all, let's talk about colour, because I think this is the colour of choice. This is time grey, and I think it's timeless grey. You like that? No, he doesn't like it. But I think it's the colour of choice. I think it looks really, really smart. Makes it look a little bit premium, if you will. And what they've done with the Seal U, they've gone fairly safe, but made it look quite nice. I think the front especially, you've got this little bit of air intake and Art Deco design in terms of air intakes and grille, which I really quite like. I like the accents with a little bit of black here. Black and grey is never going to be unpopular, and I just think it looks very, very in keeping with those sort of Tiguans of this world, because this is going to be up there with the Nissan Qashqai e-Power, the Volkswagen Tiguan e-Hybrid, and the Hyundai Tucson plug-in hybrid. you see where I'm going with it. It's in keeping with a lot of those. So the back end, again, I quite like the light bar going across. I just think it's very, very nicely designed. Again, not exactly going to turn loads of heads on the road, but is going to please you at looking at your car and thinking, that is a lovely looking SUV. And I think that absolutely works. Boot space though, I'm really pleased with. 426 litres of boot space. Got plenty of room, got a little bit of a underfloor storage as well there for all your BYD kit, charging cables and all that sort of stuff. But I think it is a massive space. It looks huge, but 426 litres is pretty huge and in keeping with the other SUVs that I mentioned on the market. Right, in the BYD Seal U, I knew I was going to be greeted with comfort. The seats are absolutely stunning. I really, really like them. Full leather, got a little bit of that sort of teal stitching, Vertu teal stitching down the middle. Really, really like it, particularly sporty. And this isn't a sports SUV as such, but I really quite like that. That stitching throughout here, no sort of cheap plastics at all. This is all textured material, and considering the price point of these cars, I think it's absolutely fantastic that you get no cheap hard plastic anywhere. So that is excellent compared to a lot of opposition, because we do a lot of plastic tests and a lot of SUVs, and you know that's making a lot of noise. But this is fantastic. Love it. Other things that are going to blow your mind, and it's this: the infotainment system and the driver display. Really big, clear, HD driver display. It's excellent. It's got your hybrid sort of battery power on there. Well, obviously we've got my petrol miles. I've got everything that I need on there. I can change the display via my steering wheel that has buttons, by the way. So that's really, really good. Everything is very well built, and that's what I love about this interior. Going into more detail about the screen. I've talked about the driver display. Let's talk about this massive 15.6-inch infotainment system. It's stunning. HD, you can personalize the background. You've got all the climate control shortcuts at the bottom. There are no climate control buttons, really. There's a little bit sort of a screen clearer there and the fan, but they're all on the screen, as I expected. But I'm not too fussed because I do have that little bit of a shortcut. The one thing, though, that is fantastic about this screen is, at a click of a button, it rotates. It rotates. Did you see that? It rotates. He's nodding. I'm going to do it again. Now I'm done with the rotating screen. I've rotated it a lot. I'm really excited about it. The one thing I would recommend if you're going to own this car is take time getting used to the infotainment system. It takes a little bit of time getting used to, making sure you've got the right setup for you. Apple CarPlay, obviously Android Auto as standard, but you can add apps on here. It's got everything on here, and just take a little bit of time making sure that you're okay with it. If you just get up and sort of drive it off and think you can fiddle about with it whilst you drive, it's not that kind of thing. It's far too advanced for that. So make sure you take a little bit of getting used to it before you drive, because once you are set up, you're going to be pretty pleased. Few things that it's got a themes option, so you can choose your background, but it's also got a really cool option of wallpapers and all that sort of stuff. But the ambient lighting, it's not just any ambient lighting, it actually beats in time with the music. Come on. Now that is a cool feature. And finally, obviously I'm used to crawling through cars and telling you about storage, but I won't bother. The storage is really, really good. That is a huge centre console bit of storage there. Door bins are good, and also I've got 2 wireless phone charging pads there, one for me and my passenger. That is very, very good. Cup holders are pretty standard here. I have also got this 2-tiered centre console, which is armed with 2 USB-C charging points, so my passenger isn't fighting with me over that as well. So storage is absolutely top on this BYD Seal U. And also, just the pièce de résistance, I have got a full-on electric pan roof as well, which I really, really like. And for family members wondering, because it's not given on all cars, we've got the option of putting your child seat up front, because ISOFIX points are here located on the passenger seat, the front passenger seat as well. Right, this comfort edition of the BYD Seal U is really showing off now, because the back seats have got so much room. I'm a 6-footer, that's my driving position. I've got loads of room in front of me. It's insane. And the headroom, even though I've got a pan roof as well, is so good. So pleased. I've got rear privacy glass as well, and I've got 2 USB-C charging points with a little bit of a cubby hole there. Not going to be fighting with the other passenger. Seat pockets there. I've got vents back here as well. And ISOFIX points are so accessible. There's no zips, no clips that come out and you're like, where's that going to go? It is so accessible, perfect for families. And also I've got armrests in here with 2 cup holders. Genuinely, I feel like I'm being so positive about this, but genuinely, this is right up there for comfort and family-friendly SUVs. I'm struggling to see a fault with this car. Oh, so that is the BYD Seal U done, and what a stunning car it is. I genuinely think I'm going to be looking at a BYD Seal U for my next SUV. It's pure comfort. The ride is fantastic. It's not thrills and spills like a sports SUV, maybe like the Capri, the Ford Capri is sort of designed to do. But if you're not ready to go fully electric on your SUVs and you want to test it out with a plug-in hybrid, you're not going to go far wrong with the BYD Seal U. But do not take my word for it. Do get in touch with your Vertu dealership and test drive one of these. You will not regret it. We'll see you again soon. I'm going to try and keep this one.